Look at this 18th century map of India. It shows a subcontinent being consumed by the rapid expansion of the British East India Company. Princely states were folding one by one, collapsing under direct military assault, or signing away their sovereignty through heavily compromised treaties. But down in the south, the Kingdom of Mysore formed a physical and political wall against this wave of British domination. Surviving this volatile power vacuum demanded a leader who understood traditional Indian warfare, but could also navigate the brutal realities of modern geopolitics. Born on November 20th, 1750, Tipu Sultan inherited the throne of Mysore from his father, Hyder Ali. His ruling philosophy was anchored by a single, unyielding principle: an absolute refusal to concede his state's independence to any foreign power. To enforce that independence, he integrated cutting-edge technology directly into his military infrastructure, aiming to confront the British on their own terms. This combination of fierce autonomy and technological vision made him the East India Company's most formidable target. Tipu's first line of defense began far behind the front lines. He initiated sweeping administrative and economic reforms to strengthen his kingdom from the inside out. He directed major public works, laying down new road networks, expanding agricultural irrigation, and fostering international trade relationships. These domestic upgrades directly fed his military strategy. The booming economy financed massive stone fortifications, turning his borders into heavily guarded checkpoints. The prosperity of his people and the expansion of his infrastructure were explicitly designed to fund, supply, and sustain a modern war machine. As you can see in this museum display, Mysore deployed a highly specific military innovation to counter the British: the iron-cased rocket. Earlier rockets built with cardboard or wood casings were fragile and lacked precision. By upgrading those chambers to forged wrought iron, Tipu's engineers significantly increased the physical resilience and potential power of the weapon. The iron shell allowed the rocket to withstand significantly higher internal pressure before combustion. This generated tremendous thrust, resulting in vastly extended ranges and high explosive power upon impact. When fired in mass volleys, these erratic, high-velocity projectiles tore through the tightly packed formations of British infantry, causing severe physical and psychological damage. By weaponizing applied science, Tipu Sultan disrupted the tactical and technological advantages the British typically leveraged to secure quick victories.
Beyond the battlefield, Tipu pursued an aggressive geopolitical strategy. He reached out to foreign powers, notably the French, attempting to forge alliances that would encircle the British in India. Recognizing the severity of the threat, the British launched a series of relentless, coordinated campaigns, finally culminating in the siege of his capital, Srirangapatna, on May 4, 1799. Offered multiple chances to flee or surrender his throne, Tipu refused. He chose to stay and defend his sovereignty with a sword in his hand, fighting on the front lines to the death. With his death on the battlefield, the independent Kingdom of Mysore was effectively dismantled, removing the last major obstacle to British supremacy in southern India. The news of his death was met with immense relief in London. The British Empire had finally eliminated their most stubborn and capable Indian adversary. The depth of his animosity toward colonial rule was carved into wood. This automaton, known as Tipu's tiger, depicts a tiger mauling a British soldier. Following the siege, the British looted his palaces and shipped his artifacts back to England. They used his image in imperial propaganda, casting him as a tyrant to justify their conquest. This fixation on Tipu's defeat kept his name alive in the public consciousness, providing a foundation for his later emergence as a symbol of anti-colonial resistance. Today, Tipu Sultan remains one of the most complex and heavily debated figures in modern history. To his supporters, he is revered as a heroic patriot and a technological visionary who sacrificed his life to defend his homeland.
Conversely, his critics point to the severe controversies of his reign, citing harsh administrative policies and the treatment of rival communities and captives. Because of these deeply conflicting perspectives, relying on a single narrative is impossible. Understanding his true impact requires dissecting a wide array of primary historical sources. Through the debate, the historical record highlights a ruler who uniquely synchronized a refusal to yield with a systematic adoption of modern technology, leaving a footprint that continues to be scrutinized today.